Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, hoping that everybody out there has had a great week, safe travels, lots of good eating, turkey, dressing, all the fixings. Wishing you a happy Thanksgiving week, and what better way to top it all off than bundling up and getting ready for Saturday, Native News Today, coming into your living rooms. We certainly hope all the family is gathered around, ready for this great episode, and we thought the best way to recap this holiday week and really the fall season is to show you some of the greatest stories we've had this fall here on Native News Today. So if you haven't had a chance to see the show in the last couple months, this is a good way to sort of catch up and see what we've been up to out there. You know, this fall season has really afforded us several opportunities for great stories and to go to great events, and we certainly have a great collection of that for you here today. So like I said, that with the holiday week being here, everybody out and about, we think that this is a great opportunity for you not only to catch up with the show, but also to enjoy it with family. Maybe they're not in the area, maybe they're not able to see us all the time. And so what a great opportunity for us to bring it to you today. So like I said, from probably September to up to the beginning of November, we've got a great selection of stories. We hope you're ready to see them here on our Thanksgiving special for Native News Today. We're going to take our first break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our special.
Bumbanakadat nak azagi domen ajai jahaniat omen ibuhwakidos.
Daniel in Ogitskish, Bonshongi benoat, Bomio, Boshomizatlish.
Momesh, Harishongigo imongin, Hobidagi ani omaga, Bomahahoye imongin oma Bonshomegigosh. For more information about Muscogee language preservation, please call us at 918-732-7724.
We have our 7th annual Diabetes Summit to help bring awareness to our Creek citizens and their support.
It was that time of year again as the Creek Nation Health System's diabetes program put on its annual summit. Kithara Molmin Yiktida, which means to know and be strong in the Muscogee language, has become the slogan for the event. And they stick to the slogan by educating on diabetes prevention and care with something for everyone.
We have a variety of activities that are available. We have downstairs in the main area, we have our main speakers, and they're nationally known speakers. We also have some statewide speakers that are telling us information, really great information about diabetes prevention and management. We also have some fun classes that are like Zumba, for instance, exercise related, chair exercise. We have Tai Chi, some really neat things that really help people feel comfortable doing activities like this when they go into their communities. And we have some cooking demos this year, which is new for us, so we're really excited about that.
This was the first year the summit was held in Muscogee, an effort by the program to branch out and accommodate the event's enhanced popularity.
And that's what we're trying to do with our diabetes summits now. It used to be centrally located in Okmulgee, which is a wonderful thing, and we'll still be having some future ones in Okmulgee. But last year, as you noticed, we actually had it south of I-40 and west. This year we decided we're going to come over to the eastern side, and we did it just north of I-40, but we're getting a lot of people from the south with this one as well. So we're really trying to stretch out and get our whole entire Creek Nation.
The program also offers a daily chance for its employees and patients to learn more about the disease.
Yeah, not only for us, too, for our participants as well. Yes, it seems like I'm always learning something new with diabetes. There's always some new cutting edge, something that's out. And of course, we like to try to see which ones are going to work best. We always like to kind of know what's out there now so that we know what to bring back to the patients as well. But yes, we learn something new every year, and especially with the planning, you always find out something new. And that's why we do evaluations at the end of this, because it really helps us to see what the participants want and what they would like to see in the future. So,
for folks in the Creek Nation's 11-county boundary, access to diabetes care has never been greater, something the program takes a lot of pride in.
We actually have a diabetes program in each of our clinic locations. So yeah, Eufaula, Coweta, Sapulpa, Okmulgee, and Okemah. We have a diabetes program in each of those areas. We have pamphlets that we have that actually have all that information listed on there. But if you just call the local clinic, they can get you in touch with the diabetes program. We have a variety of things inside there. We have our nurse educators that do the diabetes self-management programs. We have our dietitians that can help you with meals. We have a case manager that does the Healthy Heart program. And then we have foot care nurses in some of our programs that is a part of that helps do a lot of the foot care. So we're really expanding out, so we're excited about that.
In Muscogee at the 7th Annual Muscogee Creek Nation Diabetes Summit, I'm Jason Salzman, Native News Today. The Choctaw Nation and state officials gathered in Antlers last Friday for the unveiling of a new name for State Highway 3.
Today we're dedicating the State Highway 3 and 7 in honor of our Choctaw World War I Code Talkers.
The Code Talkers used their Choctaw language to play a vital role in swinging World War I in favor of the United States and its allies. Choctaw Chief Greg Pyle talked about the pride his people feel in honoring the service of these brave men.
This is to honor our wounded warriors, our veterans, our code talkers. We're extremely proud to be in the region we are, where we're still patriots here, and we really mean that. We have, we'll honor our people that have fought for us, and we'll continue in the future to fight for us.
Pyle also talked about the willingness and immediate action of Choctaw people when the United States needed it most.
World War I came along, and so we saw that the United States needed our people, and we decided it was a just war. Many of our hundreds of our people volunteered. Many of them actually brought their own weapons, not knowing if it was needed or not. So not only them, but they brought their assets, they brought their families, go to war, knew that some of them may not return.
It was actually a chance encounter and an overheard conversation that led to this groundbreaking idea.
There was one of the lieutenants strolling the camp one evening, and he overheard, there was like James Edwards and it was like Mitchell Bob were speaking in their language, and we were losing the war. So what happened is he had this brilliant idea, and I always interject that what those guys must have thought when he said, "Hey, come over here." They probably thought, "Oh my goodness, we've been speaking Choctaw and we're probably in big trouble, But he asked them, "How many of you boys are over here?" And he said, "Well, Carterby's over at headquarters." Well, when that happened, then he had that idea to use the Choctaw language, because at that time, all the lines were being tapped. We were losing.
The highway is located in a fitting place, not just to the Choctaw Nation, but for the families of the Code Talkers as well.
A lot of our Choctaw Code Talkers family is from this area, from Antlers all the way down to Broken Bow, Wright City area. So this whole stretch of highway from here to Broken Bow is all designated as Choctaw Code Talkers Highway. And so it is very heartwarming to see that the state and everybody is finally recognizing our Code Talkers for what they've done in the history of the United States.
It goes through the central area here. It's one of it ends up where the Trail of Tears kind of ended over here.
A lot of the men, even including my grandfather, walked these roads. And my grandpa grew up around here, and they lived around here. I still have a lot of relatives that are here. But out of the 19 Code Talkers, of course, in his county area, there were like 11 that lived within this jurisdiction.
For the Choctaw people, this day was a culmination of working together to honor some of Indian country's and America's greatest heroes.
Our state representative, R.C. Pruitt, and our chief and our council finally saw fit to work with our state of Oklahoma to get the recognition for them here on our highway. And it's a great day for us in Choctaw Nation to honor our Code Talkers and their families.
Today was a very wonderful, historic day for not just the descendants, but I think for the Choctaw Nation as a whole. We're all proud that today happened.
right outside the McCombs building at the Creek Nation Capitol Complex, and you see behind me the mobile healthcare unit for the Muscogee Creek Nation Division of Health. Long line out here getting some flu shots. We had to come over and check this out. And I'm going to talk with a brave soul here real quick. Mr. Steve Wani, Adult Protective Services here at Muscogee Creek Nation. Steve, you are about to get stuck with a flu shot. What's going through your head right now?
Oh man, I tell you what, I'm really nervous. I haven't been this nervous since my last high school football game. Well, I tell you what, it's just I just can't describe the feelings right now.
And I hope things go okay. I mean, calm the nerves down. It's going to keep you from getting the flu. That's a good thing.
I think so. I hope so. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Okay. The tickets to the gun show are free, and you folks are going to get a treat at home. You don't see guns like this just anywhere. All right. Steve, you have any last words here?
Just pray for my wife and kids.
We're praying for you. We're praying for you. Here we go. Okay, it's play-by-play here. The shirt is going up. He is now applying the alcohol. Always make sure we got a clean surface. Oh my, this guy looks like he enjoys it. Oh, I'm here with G. Barn Gouge, the System Development Coordinator at the Muscogee Creek Nation Division of Health. And G, you know, this is we're having a little fun out here today, but also it's neat because the mobile healthcare unit is now in action. This is exactly what we got it for, is to have services at the drop of a hat.
Yes, and that's something that's very much needed here at the Muscogee Creek Nation and all of our territorial boundary. You know, we're able to go out to them instead of them having to come to the clinic. So that's one of the greatest things that we could do here with the mobile health unit. So
what's great is too, it pulls right up here to the complex, so the employees, they're working today. They can just jump out real quick, get a flu shot, make sure that, you know, this flu season coming up, they're going to be in the clear. And I think it's neat that they can just come right on outside and get it done. They don't have to leave work.
Right. You know, and that's other places that will be going out. You know, some of the casinos, the community centers, and other places that are here within the tribe, and that allows all of our employees, all of our citizens to come and get a flu shot that's much needed here, you know, because the epidemic is growing and it's just getting worse there every year. So
I think so too. There's so many different strains and things like that, so it's important that you get it done. If you're not here today, it's important that you get it done somewhere. And there's, like G said, there's ample opportunities at our different clinics. You know, the Division of Health is just in such an expansive mode right now, growing by leaps and bounds every single day. We got new hospitals coming up. We're buying current hospitals and we're refurbishing those. You know, you guys got to be excited, and also having a presence on local television there too. You guys got to be excited about all these new ventures.
Right. You know, it's something that we need to get out to the public. You know, it's something that it's much needed. You know, it's been much needed for a long time, you know, and so we're just glad to be a part of getting the word out about who we are, you know, here as the Muscogee Creek Nation Department of Health, you know, and we're here to help our community.
Everybody thinks it gives you the flu. It didn't give you the flu, did it?
No. From my understanding that it's dormant, okay. And so it's not actually live virus.
It's dormant, so it's like you on the weekends.
Pretty much,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm with Annette James. She is the chief nurse here at the Muscogee Creek Nation Division of Health, and she's out here overseeing the operations today. Annette, thanks for being with us today. And also, we wanted to talk with you about the flu shot in general. I think a lot of people out there, some are just scared of needles, but some also have a few misconceptions about a flu shot. They think it gives you the flu, you're going to get sick right after. Just kind of, I guess, for the people out there that don't really know, kind of tell them what goes into it.
With the flu shot, it's an inactivated vaccine, so there's no way you can get the flu from it. You may get a mild reaction where the shot goes in your arm, and occasionally people say that they have a little bit of soreness in that arm. That's the most reaction that you can expect from a flu shot. It does protect you. Even if you were to get the flu later on in the year from the flu shot, it's going to be much less worse than it would have been had you not gotten the vaccine.
I think, too, that you guys are doing a fantastic job. It looks like it's moving pretty quickly. People are coming up. It's a simple process. Really, what's it like for you all to now have this great mobile unit at your disposal to where at the drop of a hat we can provide services?
Oh, the bus is fantastic. It gives us an opportunity to get all around the nation and visit areas and have all the supplies we need, and also a place for people to go if we need for them to go inside. So it provides us with a tremendous opportunity that we did not have before.
Yeah, and I think it's fantastic. You got a pretty big staff here, it looks like, working on it. And everything's, like I said, rolling smooth. We've got people coming through the line quickly. And I think that it's important that if you're not here today, that you do get a flu shot somewhere.
Absolutely. And we will be all around the nation. We have a pretty big schedule for October. We'll be in just about every community. So look for that schedule and get out and get your flu shot. We'll be at each of the casinos, also giving the employees their flu vaccine. So if you see the bus, come and see us, and we'll give you a shot.
Absolutely. Well, Chief Nurse Annette James here at the Muscogee Creek Nation Division of Health. You guys doing a fantastic job. Thanks for being with us for a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
You got it. All right. Muskogee Creek Nation Division of Health Mobile Care Unit out at the McCombs building on the Capitol Complex, giving flu shots to employees. Of course, want to make sure you get one too. If you're not out here today, there's ample opportunity to do that at the different clinics and healthcare centers. Historic day in Tulsa as Muscogee Creek Nation officials join with city leaders to break ground on the tribe's $335 million expansion project at River Spirit Casino. Margaritaville is coming to the banks of the Arkansas River, and it all starts with the groundbreaking.
If there's such a thing as a monumental day, as you said, back in March and April just this past year, we had the announcement, and to actually see dirt being shoveled, that's a tremendous announcement that we're actually starting the building of this thing.
The expansion is something that's been in the works for some time. According to Creek Nation Casino CEO Pat Crofts, it wasn't about choosing the first opportunity, but waiting for the right one.
We've been talking for a long time about an expansion since we opened phase one, a hotel and an expansion. And what we really wanted to do something that would really be over the top and grow the market. I mean, you could build a bigger box and add a few hotel rooms, but we didn't want to do that. And so we went out and started looking for brand names and branding. And one of the names we came across is Margaritaville. And they're one of the hottest brands in the country right now. This will be about their 5th or 6th casino. They have 50 or 60 other venues around the country and around the world. But this really helps put it over the top. I mean, the hotel edition, the spa, swimming pool, convention center, they're all going to be great. And we have people calling every day. Since we opened phase one, we have people call every day trying to make hotel room reservations. It's amazing what we might be able to do if we actually had a hotel and we were able to market it.
Crofts also talked about the additional development being a game changer for the current facility.
We do very well in competing against everybody else in the area now. We just didn't have some of the tools like a bigger showroom and a hotel. We'll have that now, and we're going to, without doubt, be the #1 in the market.
For Margaritaville officials, it's an exciting time to expand their brand in Tulsa with a great partner.
We're just really excited. We believe this is a destination. It will be an experience. Fun, palm trees, sand, hopefully more water. So that's what we do. We provide full experiences, and we're really excited about it.
The Creek Nation feels a strong tie to the communities it shares. The tribe is well aware of the impact the investment will have on the area.
This is going to spur development in this area like nobody's ever seen here along the river in South Tulsa. And it is a very, very major investment on behalf, being made by the nation. And I think it's going to have very great returns for the nation and all of its citizens.
I think Mayor Bartlett just said it correctly when he made the statement, next time that we gather, it's going to have a ribbon cutting to a brand new facility, and it's not too far down the road, and I think it's something to be excited about.
The Muscogee Creek Nation gathered at Council Oak Park in downtown Tulsa on Saturday, October 19th to commemorate the arrival of Muscogee people to Indian Territory. The Legiboga people made the long, hard journey on the Trail of Tears and in 1836 settled under the massive oak as a high point along the river. This settlement was the beginning of what we now know as the city of Tulsa.
I want to welcome you to this annual commemoration of a very historic part of our history. And I believe it's important that we remember those that came before us. It is said by our elders that after that long journey, a journey that is one of the darkest days in the history of this country, that they came and they knelt under the council oak tree and said a prayer. And they were thankful, those that survived such a trip, for being able to come and see a long trip like that come to a conclusion. But they also prayed about those that they lost along the trail and those that they couldn't really provide in a way that we do when we lose loved ones. And it is from that humble beginning that we as Muscogee Idalwadoya, that we've had a start of where we're at today. It's my hope and it's my prayer that we'll never forget those that came before us.
The City of Tulsa recognizes the significance of this ceremony and have made a commitment to the tree and the park as a sign of respect for the city's history.
As I said, my family came here about 1910, and of course the families of everybody here, the Muscogee Creek Nation, were here many decades before that. So to understand that there was already preparation done, that there's already traditions made, that there's already stability made when my family got here, and much of that because of the Muscogee Creek Nation. History really is a great teacher for all of us, and understanding our respective histories and each other's histories and respecting those histories is very, very important, because it provides stability. It provides our recognition that each of us have roots and that each of us deserves the recognition of those roots, but also each of us deserves the relationship between all of us. Too often I've seen in the past when that relationship didn't exist. Now it does exist, and it's so much better, so much easier to get along.
Creek Nation officials are proud of the fact that relations with the City of Tulsa have been strengthened. The relationship has been made a top priority.
One of the very first things I talked to Chief Tiger about, when he was inaugurated, I came in about the same time, and we were lucky because Mayor Bartlett is very approachable, and we both, with just in a little short amount of time, had relationships established with him. And as you can see, he's been to a couple of press conferences related to the business on Riverside Drive. He understands it, and I was telling my family it's the first time my Indian tribe's been given the right amount of respect in Tulsa, and it's starting right now.
When I came in as chief, I wanted to make it a priority to reestablish relationships. As people know, Muscogee Creek Nation shares a lot of communities in our jurisdiction, and I wanted to establish relationships where we all bring something to the table. You know, we're all resources. And I think whenever Mayor Bartlett and I visited, and we felt like that it was important that we establish and solidify a relationship that would reflect what we're doing today, and I believe it has.
Standing strong for hundreds of years, the tree is a symbolic reminder of the strength and endurance of the Muscogee people.
The tree grows from its trunk, and the strength of a tree is that trunk. And I think it's reflective of the history of the Muscogee people. And I think it's reflective of this community, the city of Tulsa, how the tree has grown and branched out. That's what I think both the city of Tulsa and the Muscogee Creek Nation are doing too today. You know, we're doing things together where it impacts the whole community. And again, I just think that the history of this tree has also established a history of some communities as well.
We're really honored and just humbled to a great degree that we and the Osages and Cherokee Nation can collaborate on having such a fine organization have their national conference, as you say, in our own backyard. It's been if the opening is any indication of this week, it's going to be a great week.
Well, that's what the nature of NCAI is, that we deal with the most critical issues that are affecting Indian country, and tribal leaders come together to develop consensus policy and debate those issues. So whoever's hot, up and coming, we talk about it here at this particular conference. And so we have like 59 something resolutions at this particular point that tribes will be debating and dealing with. And it can be on any issue, whether it be on education or on financial capacity, on tax proposals, nation-to-nation trade, tribes bringing land into trust, a variety of issues. I actually think that the more we educate the public, that something that they don't learn in school, they learn about, you know, the Pilgrims landing and the Indians meeting them, but they didn't learn that we're thriving governments that still have a relationship, that those treaties that were signed actually still are there, whether they've been lived up to or not, but they're still there. And the principles of the relationship, of the trust relationship hasn't gone away. And I think what's happened for us is as we get stronger as tribal nations, as we exercise our native vote, then all of a sudden the politicians are starting to listen to us, and we're getting better about having a unified voice and have a collective visual presence in those forums.
I've seen a big change in NCAI, but it started some years ago. My first involvement with NCAI was started in 1995. I was governor of my pueblo at Okewinge, New Mexico. But I've seen it grow. I've seen NCAI grow. I've seen the issues that we've addressed have come to fruition. A lot of solutions that we provided for our Indian people, not just tribal, not just members of NCAI, but Indian country throughout. And I think that you know, the leadership is so important that we can't stand back and watch things happen. We can't be reactive. We got to address the issues head on, and we've got to be prepared to do that. And I think NCAI has come a long way in ensuring that that happens, and our communications and our partnerships with our people, with national other Indian entities, as well as Congress and the President. With Congress the way it is right now and the federal government the way it is, all the more important that we need to be on target, but we also cannot be on-the-job training, if you will. We've got to know what the issues are. We've got to know the process. We've got to have the networks, and so important. So,
well, NCAI is probably the world's greatest intertribal organization in the world. There is nothing, I believe, that compares to the infrastructure and the organization that has been created since 1944 during its inception, and this is basically what our elders were looking forward to when they created this great organization, that tribes could travel around the nation, and we're blessed to be able to come to the homeland of the Oklahoma tribes here and be in their homeland, and to be able to have another conference here in the nation. And so, you know, NCAI is second to none as far as organization, infrastructure, and getting the message out to Indian country, the message of healthcare, the message of taxation, the message of land issues, and you know, dealing with the federal government. So it's just great to be in Oklahoma and great to be a part of NCAI.
All right, that's going to wrap up our Thanksgiving special this week. We certainly hope that you've enjoyed taking a look back the last couple months as we have, showing you some of these great stories. You know, as we look back, my goodness, the National Congress of American Indians right here in our backyard. Always a very special Council Oaks ceremony to look back on. Groundbreaking at Margaritaville. That's so exciting to have this new big center coming up in Tulsa, and actually with the Muscogee Creek Nation stamp on it. It's extra exciting around here for us. So there's just a few of the stories that we've been following, and we certainly hope that you enjoyed those. And I tell you, with the Christmas season coming up, don't forget around Muscogee Creek Nation, several toy drives and a way to give back and really have philanthropy in your heart in the holiday season. Want to remind you all about that. Also remind you to catch us on the web, Creek Nation homepage, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over the place. So with that being said, have a great holiday weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. Native News Today. We'll see you next week.